After the disqualification of 3 race giants in China, who will be the conqueror in Japan? McLaren has already shocked the paddock with a dominant 1-2 finish. Mercedes made its mark securing P3, and Max Verstappen seemed desperate to drag Red Bull back to victory, but managing P4 after Ferrari's Shanghai disaster, which has left Ferrari in a damage control situation.
Breaking Formula One news today that both Ferrari drivers have been disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton finished 5th and 6th. Their cars both failed post-race technical checks.
With so much drama in China, the Japanese Grand Prix is set to be a thriller. In this video, we will discuss the best contenders to win the Japan Grand Prix 2025. Before proceeding, please subscribe and enable notifications for upcoming content on our channel. Oscar Piastri claimed his first victory of the 2025 season with a dominant performance in Shanghai.
The time is now! Oscar Piastri wins the Chinese Grand Prix for only his 3rd Grand Prix victory. And
leading a McLaren 1-2 ahead of Lando Norris.
And have that be 1-2 and let Lando and Oscar decide who's 1 and who's 2. So that's our collective goal.
Controlling the race from start to finish, Piastri executed a flawless one-stop strategy while fending off his teammate. McLaren's pace advantage was evident, though Norris dropped back late due to brake issues. Piastri's confidence is soaring with this win as he heads to Japan, where Suzuka's fast corners could favor McLaren. His ability to manage tires and stay composed under pressure has marked him as a serious championship contender. However, Norris remains a major threat. Though he hasn't won yet in 2025, Norris's consistency has kept him firmly in the title fight. His P2 finish in China highlighted his ability to secure crucial points without taking unnecessary risks. If McLaren maintains its advantage, Suzuka could be his breakthrough moment. The battle between Piastri and Norris is heating up, but they aren't alone. Mercedes is waiting for any slip-up. With both McLaren drivers in top form, the championship fight is wide open, and the next race could be pivotal in shaping the season's direction. But McLaren isn't the only team in the fight. Mercedes is lurking and ready to strike. George Russell was McLaren's biggest challenger in China, briefly jumping Norris during the pit stops before settling for 3rd. Mercedes showed solid pace throughout the weekend, with Russell proving to be a major threat in qualifying and the race. In the 2024 Japanese Grand Prix, George Russell finished in 7th place after starting on the 9th grid.
George Russell takes the place on the final lap of the Grand Prix, and that is a tidy way to improve up to 7th place on the last tour.
His aggressive driving style and ability to capitalize on strategy could put him once again in a prime position this year. However, Mercedes still needs to fine-tune its race pace to match McLaren's consistency. If Russell can find that extra bit of speed, he might just disrupt McLaren's dominance. With a car that seems to be improving and a hunger for victory, Russell is ready to challenge the leaders. He has shown flashes of brilliance this season, and a win at Suzuka would be the breakthrough Mercedes needs to reignite their title hopes. Meanwhile, Verstappen is desperate to get Red Bull back in the mix after a disappointing China GP. For the first time in years, Max Verstappen and Red Bull are not the clear dominant force in Formula One. 4th place in China was a frustrating result, especially considering how much pace McLaren had over the field. Verstappen has been vocal about the RB21's handling issues, and Suzuka will be a crucial test for Red Bull's development. The reigning champion will need a massive turnaround if he wants to fight for the win in Japan. If Red Bull can solve its tire wear issues and find more consistency over a race distance, Verstappen will be back in the fight. However, if they struggle again, it could signal a shift in power towards McLaren and Mercedes this season. Verstappen is known for bouncing back, and Suzuka could be his chance to prove Red Bull is still a top contender. Red Bull needs a strong result, and Verstappen will be pushing the limits to deliver. While Verstappen looks for solutions, Ferrari faces its own set of problems after a disastrous post-race penalty in China. Ferrari's weekend in China went from bad to worse after Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton were both disqualified for car weight and plank thickness violations.
Breaking Formula One news today that both Ferrari drivers have been disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton finished 5th and 6th, but their cars both failed post-race technical checks.
What initially looked like a solid top 6 finish turned into 0 points, dealing a major blow to their championship hopes. Heading into Japan, Ferrari will be looking to regroup quickly. Suzuka's layout could suit their car's strengths, but reliability and strategic execution will be critical. Leclerc and Hamilton both have the skill to challenge for victory, but Ferrari cannot afford another setback. If they get everything right, they could surprise the frontrunners and turn their season around. The pressure is on Ferrari to bounce back, and both drivers have high morale. A strong showing at Suzuka will surely bring them back into championship contention. Meanwhile, Haas stunned the paddock with a strong performance in China. Can they keep the momentum going? Esteban Ocon delivered a standout performance in China, securing 7th place for Haas, which later got converted to 5th after the disqualification. The team has been steadily improving, and their strong pace in Shanghai suggests they could be a dark horse at Suzuka. With the midfield battle being closer than ever, Haas has the opportunity to score more valuable points. Ocon will be looking to maximize every opportunity, especially with Alpine struggling, and Racing Bulls failing to capitalize on their potential. If Haas can maintain their upward trajectory, they will cement themselves as the best of the rest behind the top teams. Their ability to adapt to different circuits will be tested, but their growing confidence could push them to another strong result in Japan. Haas is no longer just making up the numbers, they are in the fight. And speaking of the midfield, the rookie is ready to make yet another mark in Japan with his extraordinary performance. Mercedes rising star Kimi Antonelli is proving he's no ordinary rookie. After a solid performance in Australia, he's pushing hard to establish himself in the fight for the title. The Italian youngster was promoted to 6th, following Ferrari's double disqualification after another steady performance that came despite suffering floor damage right at the start of the race. While Russell leads Mercedes' charge, Antonelli's rapid adaptation and aggressive driving style have caught attention. Suzuka's technical layout will be a real test, but with Mercedes improving, Antonelli could be a surprise factor in Japan. If he continues to impress, he might soon challenge the top drivers. Could Suzuka be his breakout moment? Williams and Racing Bulls have been locked in a tight battle in 2025, with Alex Albon and Ollie Behrman showing promising form for Williams. Meanwhile, Yuki Tsunoda and Isaac Hadjar have struggled to deliver consistent results for Racing Bulls. Suzuka will be a crucial weekend for both teams as they fight to establish themselves as the leading midfield outfit. Albon's experience and Behrman's aggressive approach could give Williams an edge, but Racing Bulls will be pushing hard, especially with Tsunoda racing on home soil and also a competitive performance in the sprint qualifying and sprint race securing 8th and 6th positions respectively. The outcome of this fight could shape the midfield hierarchy for the rest of the season. Every point matters, and both teams know they cannot afford to fall behind. The midfield battle is unpredictable, and Suzuka could be the race that defines who comes out on top. With all these factors in play, the Japanese GP is set to be one of the most unpredictable races of the year. McLaren surely looks strong after China's victory, but Mercedes will be looking to capitalize on any mistakes, and Red Bull won't go down without a fight. Verstappen is desperate to bounce back, while Ferrari needs a flawless weekend to recover from their Shanghai disaster. The midfield battle is also set to be intense, with Haas, Williams, and Racing Bulls all fighting for crucial points. But in Formula One, anything can happen. The Japanese GP will be a more interesting contest to watch. Who do you think will win the Japanese GP? Drop your final predictions in the comments, and if you liked this video, give us a like and make sure to subscribe for the latest Formula One updates.